Hey guys, so I just had this idea. I don't eat eggs. I got these from friends and family. Just asked for donations of cartons that I could utilize. These are actually, this is like a single carton. It's just got a top and a bottom to it that's like hinged. So I have them flat out. But I'm going to try and use egg cartons to plant seeds. Kind of like those flats that you can buy, but instead of buying those like flats for making seedlings, I'm going to try egg cartons. So these are supposed to be compostable. So I'm curious as to, like, you're supposed to be able to put these in compost. So I'm curious to see, like, if that's going to deteriorate, before I'm ready to plant. If it works at all, or if it's just going to, like, mush up. These are recyclable. Like, recyclable paper, I guess. They're a lot more structured than those. Those are already, like, started kind of deteriorating a little bit here. Just from being in the humidity. And these are plastic. Also recyclable, but plastic. So I'm curious as to how they fare. I assume these will retain the water better without destroying the thing in the process, but also I'm very curious if any of it works, which work better. But I have two big window boxes that I want to put plants in, and I also have a big planter in the front that I'd like to put like multiple types of flowering somethings in. And I always get like free seeds when I order from different companies, so I'm curious if those seeds work, if it's something like I would need to go and purchase seeds from a garden center and get better seeds or that kind of thing. So that's where I'm at. Oh, and I'm using the potting mix. I think is it Miracle-Gro? Miracle-Gro, yeah. Protection against over and underwatering. Oh, that's good. And then it's just meant for growing seed from seed. So yeah, I have one open because I was using it in an actual pot. Refreshing. Actually, I used it in this planter. I was given cuttings from whatever this plant is. She called it money plant. And I just trimmed like any dry bits on the stems, put the potting mix in, shoved the cuttings in, and they have already started leafing and growing and thriving, and they have roots, and yeah, so that definitely worked. So great for cuttings as well. But yeah, so we're going to see how it goes. And that's my hibiscus lilac tea that I am drinking. But yeah. Alright, I'm going to go grab my seeds because I forgot to bring them outside. Okay, so this is my seeds. It's something I made in like a mold years ago, ceramic. And just painted it, like fired it so that it was ready for glazing, but I think I did glaze it actually. A very basic little bluebird seed, garden seed, and I always put all of my packets, my freebie packets. So what do we have? We have butterfly, wildflower. We have marigolds. We have zinnias. Elysium. Let's see, right there. Forget-me-nots. Shasta daisies. And I have no idea. Oh, Cosmos pinky seeds. But you can see like they were given like they were like freebie seeds in orders. Like I didn't buy any of these. They came like with crystals or other things. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm working with. And I have nitro gloves on because my gardening gloves are kind of bulky. They're meant for like planting in the ground and like working in the earth. They're not dexterous enough or nimble enough for this type of size. So, and hopefully I won't get dirt in my tea because that would be a bummer. I'm just working outside on my porch. So this is my porch table. This is where, like, in the past I have run D&D games because I have 6 wasp, big wasp. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. That was a big wasp. And I am allergic to wasps. So, and they're running. And then it just sort of like skeeted the porch door opens. Kind of like, out with you. Okay, so let's open these first. I'm curious, see how many seeds are in here. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I don't know how many. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I will put dirt in or potting soil in each of these, and then yeah, there's a lot of seeds in this one packet. So I'm thinking that like a packet per. Yeah, well that works out because I've got like exactly for 12, so 24. So I'm thinking a packet for 2 sides. I'm not so concerned about being like clean because I'll just clean the table. It's fine. Self-leveling. Also trying to break it up because they're kind of nuggy. Weird twiggy things. Let's check those in the pot. Okay. Redistribute. Open things out a little bit. You know, like once in a while there's this like wooden, you know, this piece of wood. I don't know what that's about. I guess that's the mix part of the potting mix. Random bits. Okay. Okay. That's good. Okay, so just to like make a little indent in the center of each of these things. I want to make a little niche for the seed to sit in. And we're in hurricane season, so it's very like humid. It's very out here. It's like a greenhouse. So like it's inside, but it's outside at the same time. Okay. So seeds wise, I mean, they don't even look like seeds. I don't even know what these are. Like, it looks so random. They're wild flat. It's a mix, so it's like whatever it's gonna be. Yeah, I don't think there's enough to do. I mean, I'm trying to like just put like one in each thing. No, there might be enough. There might be enough for. Oh, my finger. And if nothing happens, it's just soil. I'll just put it back in the container, and it's fine. Okay. So yeah, exactly an 4. So pinch these back together to cover that little seed spot. Okay. And set these aside. Done. Again, not concerned about my table. Can always just clean it. Alright. Okay. So, like, I kind of want to look at them to assess, what do the seeds look like? Do I need 24? Because I actually have a 12 counter. No, there's quite a lot. These are interesting. These are like long. With like a little white tuft on the end. Like a long, it almost looks like a wick. It's interesting. Interesting. Very different from the wild seeds. I'm thinking one of my neighbors is a Karen, because I don't know if you can hear her on her phone, but she's like up my street and she's talking so loud on this phone about what she's entitled to that I'm like, like, she is talking smack about somebody. And what, kind of wild. It's like, wow, I don't think they could hear you in the back. She's literally like 6 houses away from me right now. And it's like plain as day. Oh, I did have a weird experience with a neighbor. We have like, one of our neighbors is like, like kind of a loner. I don't like, overgrown house, kind of like The Burbs, if you've seen that. That kind of, like rarely do you ever see him, that kind of thing. And I was working in my yard on Wednesday, putting soil down, topsoil down, and grass seed down, and like raking and just sort of, trying to get grass to grow, like you do. And he like walked up down my driveway, like walked up my driveway, then walked down the length of my driveway, and then walked over to where I was working, crossed his arms, and like just stood there towering over me because I was like on the ground working. And he starts like snickering, and I was like, what is even happening? And then I started to feel like, kind of that fight or flight started to kick in. And I started to get, like, where's my door? Kind of like, it was really weird. And he says like one thing to me, and he says, I enjoy watching you struggle. And I was like, what is happening? It was like absolutely like terror kicked in, and I realized he was standing between me and my, like, a direct route to my front door, and it was so menacing and terrifying at the same time. And it was like broad daylight, like literally like anyone could have walked their dog past and this would have been happening. But yeah, absolutely terrifying. And I was like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do in this situation because I've never experienced it before. So we had a little bit more than 24 for this one. So I hope it's okay that I put like 2 in a couple of the more overfilled ones. I don't know, we'll find out. I mean, I guess I could have put the extra in that 12 count, but yeah, it was like, I don't even know what to do in that situation. Because it's just never come up. Like, they don't, they tell you all sorts of things, like, for women to be careful and the like, and, like, what to avoid and stuff. But this is literally, like, working in my yard in broad daylight. So, my fight or flight kicked in, and I just yelled at him and, basically told him he was being creepy and, to get out of my driveway, and just my fight kicked in. I didn't touch him or anything. I didn't go near him because I didn't know what was like, what was going on in his head or what he was capable of, because you never know. But yeah, it was a lot. You know. So, if you're a loner guy, don't do that to women in your neighborhood. We have enough that we have to deal with on a regular basis. Having to be extra safe in the parking lot and the way to the grocery store. Like we have already lived our lives with, fight or flight on deck. And a lot of us are already stuck in the survive mode, just being women. So, don't do that. From very early age, we're taught how to defend ourselves and get away from scary situations. They just like, It had never happened right in front of my house before. Okay, let's do. Okay. It's one of those bits. No, it's like a redwood or like cedar, I guess. Could be cedar bit. Now these are like really obvious. These look like seeds. You know, they're like seed formed little round balls. Look, I feel like I can grab like one at a time, drop it in. At first I was thinking like, because I do have like one that's just 12. Oops. Yeah. But I thought I would maybe buy some like lettuce seeds or some kind of like put bell pepper seeds or something in them to do like a vegetable, like a leafy, something that would be leafy but also produce like food. Some kind would be nice. This was like exactly 24. Together. Yeah, so these are the first ones that look like stable seeds. The others look like they were a bunch of random stuff thrown into a. Well, I guess the second one also looked like the second one reminded me of, like, I kind of low-key wonder if they're dandelions and not whatever they're supposed to be, because they remind me of like when you have the dandelion that flowers and you know, like it makes the white poof. That's what it reminded me of. I mean, before, like, when it, not when it flowers, when it's like the white puff and you can like blow the seeds everywhere. That's what those reminded me of. Okay, so these are Elysium, like little white flowers. I got way too much soil. I didn't know how much. Well, actually, they made me buy 4 packs, I think, in order to get them delivered. So this is still like, this is bag number 2, because I did use the other one in that planter with the money plant. So gosh, these are so tiny. I don't know. These are ridiculous. They're like they're like micro beads. Like those no-hole beads that you use on like nails. I don't know about this. I'm gonna get away with one container. Hmm. They're actually going a lot further than I thought they would. Okay. These are here. Yes. Okay. Phew. All right. 3 more. I'm sweating. So I'm putting up a storm here. These look like they're probably all corn. Oh, these are weird. This. Oh, I should use the. I'm gonna switch over to this one of these singles for this one because there's not 24 in there. There might not even be 12 in there. They're so different looking. They're like, they almost look like almond slivers. And the fish is sweetened. It's like working in a greenhouse. And it's still spring, which is what It's still spring here. So people are like, you're supposed to do this in the spring. Well, it's still spring. It's not going to be summer for a bit. I'm getting a little more efficient in my niches. Yeah, so they're like, they look like slivers. They're big ones. They almost look like petals. Definitely seeds, but they remind me of like a petal. Like when you use dried flowers and like your resin or whatever, and it's like singular solitary petal or something. Yeah, I don't think there's a full one here. There's 9. 9. Okay. So I can put something else in these 3. Okay. Let's try these. See what these look like. Of course, everything will get recycled or composted, depending. Okay, these are tiny, not micro, but definitely, and these look like seeds. Again, look like seeds. They look like when you look at a dandelion and you can see the little seed in the top. That's what it looks like. And you're being stubborn. There's so many in the bottom that I want to get, but they're holding on to the corners. I'm going to try to fish those out in a second, but they look like little seeds. Remember if I did this or not, because some of it looks like it has a divot, some of it doesn't. Oops. Pardon me. look like. We need 2. Get away with 1. What's the deal? Can I open it with gloves on? All of these things. Yeah, I think we just need the 1. Again, this one looks like petals. Kind of interesting. Like dried flower petals. And I don't think there's more than a dozen in here. Okay. Thinking now I should have just used these and those and put the other ones in the compost, but too late now. I'll hold on to them in case I get like vegetable seeds. So these look like almost like when you take sunflower seeds out of the shell. The shards that are left behind from that. Exactly 12. Go over to there. Go over to there. Okay. Close these up. And yeah, I'm going to clean up a little bit and be back with, to give them a little spritz, get the water going. But yeah, that's where we're at now.